What's up, guys? Today we're gonna wire the high beam and the low beam, actually beams, both sides. There are two relays we're gonna need. They are here. I just started doing something here. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, show how it works, and then we're gonna go and wire in the car. So this is a drift car, race car, and it's actually legal. Well, it was before I take everything apart. Now I need to make the headlights work, the brakes work, and the turn signals work. So it's gonna be street legal again. It has the seats, it has the belts, the harness, and all that stuff. So what we're gonna need is two relays, and one for the low beam, one for the high beam, and they're right here. And of course you need to wire them correctly. We'll need one fuse, line fuse like this, inline fuse, which I already had this one from the BMW, so I kept it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get the pin number 30. Look at that. Come on, little thing, just fly away. Be happy somewhere else. We're gonna get a pin number 30, which, if you look at the relay, is this one from the bottom. So there are three pointing to the same direction. The one from the top of those pointing at the same direction, and the other side is gonna be the ones that goes to the beams. So this here, the number 30. So looking at the relay like this, again, is this guy here, 30. The top one is 87. One side is 85, and this is 86. So you don't need to guess, just get this thing here. Look at the top, you can see stuff in there, right? You have the information. So I found out what was 30 here and what was 30 here, and this here already had a fuse in the line. So what I did is I just stripped the wire after the fuse. So this here goes the battery. I stripped the wire after the fuse, and I put number 30 from the other relay. So this way, the same connection from the battery, which is pretty thick. I don't know what is the gauge on this. I think it's got to be 9. Yep, it's not 10. It is probably 9. So it's pretty thick. It's going to be thick enough. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to join these guys together, and there's no better way to do it apart from soldering. I had a comment the other day, a guy saying that, I forgot his name, it was better to crimp, but in this case I can't crimp, so just need to be sure that this is penetrating. There you go. Okay, it's a mess of wires here right now. I still need to organize those, but now I know that everything is working, I can do something like this. So those are the wires that came from the front. I'm going to pass them through here, and then we're going to reach those buttons here. I'm going to choose a couple of buttons, probably this first and second, and those will be my buttons. This here are the wires from the other side. So I have one is low beam, high beam, and turn signal, and here is the same thing. So I have the other side, low beam, high beam, and turn signal. So this is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna connect the turn signal yet. We need two relays, because one is for the low, one is for the high. They're going to share the same power, and this power is the power that is going to be supplied to them. The blue one is going to be connected to the actual beams, but they're going through the relay. So the relay, we're going to plug the negative somewhere, and the positive goes to here, right? So we're going to have a positive wire coming this way, which is switched power. When you switch this, positive goes this way, which triggers the relay, or this way, sorry, the white one triggers the relay and pass whatever is on the yellow and red to the blues. So we're good to roll. Okay, so yesterday, or a few seconds ago, we did this here. We put the yellow and red together, and we have a fuse here. This goes to a, it can go to a constant power. It doesn't quite matter because it's not gonna work until the switch power is in here. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna remove one of them first. I'm gonna take this first one. Alright, so after a lot of thinking, this is how it should work. It says here, power, ACC, and ground. Power is the switch power or constant power, whatever you choose. You need to follow this, okay? ACC is when you switch, this is gonna send the power somewhere. That's the middle one, and in this case here, right? I got this on eBay. And ground is ground. If I switch those guys, it burns fuses. I try 30 amp, 10 amp, 5 amp, and whatever, it didn't work. Now I have a 10 amp in there. It seems to be working fine. So if I get here my switch power, and then I do like this, not just the light come on, but yeah, everything works as expected. So I'm just gonna press this all the way to the end to avoid like any touching of anything in there. And this here is gonna go to the ground of all the other buttons I just prepared, so I don't need to worry about it anymore. Okay, so now what we need to do to be sure that it is working, and I'm gonna leave this outside first, because if something happens, I have a quick way to pull it out. Okay, yes, that's weird to say that, but that is true. So I'm gonna be sure that everything is off. This is gonna be, I'm gonna cut this guy, and this is going to be on my fuse block on the constant power. So constant power will be in here, and in here on my relays. I undone all of this because I was burning fuses. I got worried for a minute. It was my own fault. So I'm gonna bring this here, constant power, and this constant power only going to pass through the blue wires, which are the wires that are going to the actual headlights when the switch is turned on. So let's do one more time. I just want to be sure there's no mishaps here. Okay, nothing short and nothing. So okay, so I'm gonna go through the inside and put in my fuse block. We're gonna test it together. So here, switch power. Okay, nothing burned. This is the one that is connected. No, this one. The other one doesn't have the power yet. So we're gonna switch. Woohoo! Look at that light inside, and we have these here. So at least I wired correctly. Is the center ones the one that light up with that one switch? The other switch is gonna light up the outside ones. I got different lights, so I mean I could put different colors and all that stuff, but alright, so I made a decision to bring another wire from the fuse block, and it's gonna be it. Oh, it's a tight one. Okay, so we have here button 1, yes, and button 2. So let me see if it's very tight, which is great. That's how we want this. There you go. So now I'm going to turn this on. Okay, nothing exploded. So good. And 1, 2. Boy, look at that. 2 lights. Headlight is on. Both. Oh man. Can't even go for a ride at night. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it together. I'm gonna come back when it's done. We're just gonna run over this this relay thing, and we're gonna call it good. All right, guys, you ready? So no light, and there's nothing here. Like this. Sorry. Turn on the lights. Boom, boom. Look at that. Turn it on, off. Dude, that's awesome. I'm so happy that worked. Now I can almost go out at night because the car is a legal car. So I just need to have turn signal, lights, and brakes. That way cops won't stop me. I'm not sure if they stop me and I don't have a dash with the RPM and the speed. They're gonna do something, but yeah, I think it's less likely. So just short, basically what we do is there's one pin that's different, so all of them are up. One is like this, that one is 87. So the ones on the side of that, between that one and one straight, there are 2 straight ones, right? So it's a left and right. It's 86 and 85. So those are the trigger. They're going to have positive and negative. They're going to trigger the relay. So there's a coil inside the relay. That coil is going to close, and we are going to have connection between the 30 and 87, which is the bottom and the top. Okay, so we have here constant power, but it doesn't go through, and here we have the lights. As soon as this switch gets connected, like a light switch, right, the power goes from the top to the bottom, which is 87 to 30, or 30 to 87 to be very honest. It doesn't matter, but I think it's 30 to 87 is the norm. But if you do 87 to 30, it's gonna work regardless. And that's how we do it. We do a relay. Why? Because whatever is coming from the switch doesn't need to be have a thick wired switch, doesn't need to be good or anything. Switch is doing nothing, it's just triggering the relay. Relay is doing all the load and carrying the load from the thick wire that comes from the battery. So in short words, you are giving the hard work to the relay. The relay has amps in it, so I got a 30 amp relay, could be 20 amp, I think could be enough. And if the relay gets more than 30 amps to power the lights, it's gonna break. Then you throw away, get a new one, understand what happened and all that stuff. So I hope this video helps you. This is not how to use a relay, it's just how to wire the headlights. And I use one relay for the low beams and another relay for the high beams. So right, leave a little comment down here if you have anything to say. If you think I did something dangerous that's gonna explode my car, I always do. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe, check out my website, and watch the next video, which is gonna be, I'm gonna wire the blinkers. Alright, catch you later, guys.
Look past my face. See status. I mean, it's a McDonald's.